It started.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening to one and all present over here. This is Ms. Shreya Mani, and I'm the PR head for Psych Hack. Now, let's talk about Psych Hack. You all must be very well aware about what Psych Hack is. It is a 36-hour hackathon which geniuses something that is a problem which is predominant in almost every part of the society. If people from every age group suffer from that problem, but many of us, we don't actually pay much attention to it or something. So we thought that why not including it to our hackathon, where we can actually create some solutions using the technologies or using the sessions. Like from the sessions, you will learn something, and you can use that technology to create a solution to solve this major problem, that is mental health. So, first of all, welcome to today's session, which is full stack application using NextJS and Storyblock. So, now the speaker for our session today will be Abir Pal sir. And now let's introduce our speaker. Yeah, hello sir.
Thank you, Shreya, for this nice introduction. And I guess without wasting much time, we are already crossing the starting limit, so we'll get started. Yeah.
No, like there's a small, like there is an introduction, like I was just reading, and yeah.
Cool,
So
cool. Go ahead.
for our
Yeah.
speakers to know, Abir sir, he's a MLH fellow student, and he's a guest. He is also a guest speaker at Carnegie Mellon University. He's a global hackathon winner at MLH, global hackathon winner, and he's also fellowship for Crypto Drive and stuff. So there are many achievements that sir has, and full of knowledge and experience. And this session will definitely prove to be very helpful for each one of you. So yeah, over to you,
Thank you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. That was really overwhelming introduction. And just to be making sure the accurate information, like I was part of Major League Hacking Fellowship, but later on I joined few internships, so couldn't be could devote time over there. So let me just share my entire screen and we'll get started with the stuff. Okay. Can you just add the screen to the stream, please? The organizers. Yeah, thank you so much. And just to let you know, you can drop your queries, whatever your queries that you get during the session directly over here. So I can see and answer it. So it is pretty useful for me too. So coming back to the main presentation, I'm Abir. As like I did my completed my internship at Affinity Singapore and contributing at Async API and Next.js. And rest of the things at the community part, I have been invited as a guest speaker at Carnegie Mellon University and all those stuff that Shreya said. And also the Crypto Drive was one of the products we built at during MLH fellowship, and it was really cool thing, like nice introduction to blockchain and all this stuff down the line. So next, today you will be learning how to build full stack applications. Probably, I will let you know what is a full stack application, and before directly jumping on to building the developer portfolio or what is Next.js or Storyblock, we are going to see what is full stack application and how the web works. And after that, we are going to look at the particular checklist that I have built for you. Also, there's few giveaways during the session that I have planned, so make sure that you are actively concentrating during the session so that don't miss them out, and also learn a lot about how the web works and build a complete full stack developer portfolio. So how it can help you during the hackathon: you can build some applications, full stack applications, which are solving some mental health issues problems. Like it can be some, what you say, some content driven technology behind the scenes, like you're putting pasting or putting some blog content regarding to mental health, or putting some videos that serving some videos which are pinpointing some various issues that people get while during this like complete phase of depression or something like that. So all these use cases you can think it of as a full stack solution in the go in a full stack approach rather, and build a complete end-to-end product, or you say the project, and during the hackathon. So let's get started with let me see if you have any questions so far. No. So let's get started with how the web works. So first of all, how the web works, it's kind of initially it feels like kind of a bit illusion that how it's working, and it's a bit magical. But if you decode and go over to the Mozilla documentation, like the folks who built the web right from scratch, and read what they have written, you can simply get to know, right, how the web works. Like there's a client is you or the user. Okay. And the server is your completely secret thing hidden from clients. Okay, it is the main logic which is serving, or we can see all this links that you see how it's getting served. This is being actually rendered from by the server itself. Okay, so whatever you see on the browser or on a CLI application or on your mobile Android application or anywhere, oh, that is just a client. Okay, and whatever you see behind, whatever you cannot see or that happens in the backend, okay, are known as server. And there's full stack, it's not just about front end and back end. Now full stack has an extended meaning. But if you are just considering the development perspective, so yes, full stack do mean front end and back end. But if you are thinking it from a kind of a product perspective, a full stack experience, it does include testing, marketing, and every stuff. Okay, so it depends on the different use cases and how you perceive full stack word. So for now we are thinking it of as, or we are taking it as, what do you say, the full stack as client and server, that is front end and back end. Okay, but to make sure that you don't stick to this definition, you do a research about it. Okay, and the full stack does include a lot of terms. Okay, so now coming back to the main point here, client and server, as you can see, client will send requests and server will send responses. Based on the request the client sends, and based on the response that like the client receives from the server, it will actually show you the information. Right now I just went over this link and hit enter, so it reloads and it sends the request to the server and sends this as the whole page as a response. Okay, so this is what it shows, right? Simple. That is what client and server is. Nothing much. Client will always be exposed to the public, but server is always to be kept secret. Okay, so this is something very important to know, that you are not going to expose your server, otherwise a lot of security breaches and all this thing can happen. Okay, so client and server are two different things and both are communicating. This was about web. Okay, and you can think it of as a the foundations for web, and you can read more about how all these things work. Okay, so because this is kind of important if you are a completely beginner. I'm taking account that few of you are beginners in the hackathon, so let's not assume that all are beginners, but few of them. So I wanted to keep this in the session so that you get to know what we are going to discuss. Okay, now coming back to our main topic. So this is the link. I'm going to share this particular link with you. Open this link. This is the checklist that we are going to cover. Yeah, so the prerequisites for the session, as we discussed, Swesti, you need to know about these two, client and server, and just enjoy and relax the session. And later on, you can actually revisit the recordings and see how other things are built. Okay, for now, just relax and enjoy. Okay, just learn and enjoy stuff. Okay, so I'll share this. I'll ask the organizer to share this link in the public so that they can open it. Mm, yeah. So okay, can you organizers? Can you just share this link to the comment section? Cool. Thank you so much. And just open this link. Once you open this link, you are going to be in a part like this, and it discusses about various kind of problem that developer portfolio. Why I took developer portfolio? Because it includes a kind of a full stack experience for you, right? It's not related to psychology or psych hacks, but it's more about the full stack experience that you get while building portfolios. You have a decent front end and you have a decent back end, but feel free to have your own ideas while building projects in PsychHack. It can be, you can make it as a video streaming service for what you say, for mental health patients or something like that, or you can even create few content based on the mental health articles or whatever you fetch. Make sure that it is adding a value, not just adding a random quote or anything like that. Okay, so based on that, this is again a subset of the whole problem. And here the problem that we are going to focus is building a portfolio is really tiring and time consuming process, usually the maintenance part. Because once you start with the portfolio, then you have to maintain it with the time, right? You get more experience, you get more data with you, and you have to showcase it in your portfolio. Some of them, like, you may show it or may not, but most of them want to show it, right? They want to show like what are the various experiences that you have got. Okay, so building such highly maintainable portfolio is one of the problems. And just to solve that problem from the student or the junior developer perspective, we are going to use Storyblock and Next.js. So what is Next.js? Before like jumping on to all these technical terms, we are first going to see what are the giveaway, and we are going to have a giveaway of egghead.io, which is again where you can learn about all the full stack applications, how it's built. There are nice tutorials over there written by some folks who have built React, even the React team, and you can just listen, see how the things are working. Okay, so suppose this is the article. So this shows REST API versus GraphQL API. Okay, so you get all these things in Egghead for 1 year. That's 12 months pro plan. What you have to do is connect on Twitter. This is my Twitter handle. Okay, and share screenshot of the current session that you are attending and share what you are learning. Mention these two handles, my Twitter and Storyblock, and plus I'll be like on Saturday I'll be reaching you out on your Twitter DM, seeing randomly picking up a random tweet about your screenshot, and we'll be just DMing you about the coupon for Egghead.io. Okay, so this is the giveaway, and let me just share this link with you. Yeah, so you can actually check out this giveaway over there itself. I've shared the link already. Now, coming back to the main topic, what is Next.js? So, before going to Next.js, let's go to nextjs.org. So, as you see, nextjs.org, here you can visualize, right? Next.js it shows that it's a React framework for production, but don't just focus on the word React, focus on the word production. Production includes front end, back end, security, plus route prefetching and a lot of stuff, right? Complete end-to-end solution. So Next.js is the similar framework for production, where you can write client-side code. What is client-side code? The client-side code, you can write the client-side code as well as the server-side code in on only one particular code base. Okay, and Next.js will help you to sort out both the things. Like it will only showcase the client side and expose it to public, and keep the server side secret within your code base. Okay, so this is what you say Next.js does for you. And to install it, go to documentation and go to getting started over here. Once you are here, you can just install this npx create next app at the latest hyphen TypeScript. We are going to use TypeScript over here. It's just the superset of JavaScript, and it helps to have some like decent types to given the types for JavaScript. So need not worry about it. You can even use JavaScript too. Okay, so this is about installation of Next.js and what is Next.js. I hope this much is clear. Let me just see. No, you don't have any queries so far. Okay, so just to make sure that it's not too much overwhelming for you, so that just to make a wrap, or like just to give you a quick sum up, that Next.js is just a full stack framework. You have used Node.js, it's built over Node.js only. Just you need to install it via this particular command, and once it's installed, you can freely build your application by reading the docs. Okay, but now for today's session, what is happening, we'll actually clone a starter template, okay, from GitHub. I have made a particular template for this talk. So once you open this, I'll share this link directly. Yeah, sure, I will share that link to install Next.js. Let me just, this is where you have to go for installing Next.js. And also I'll share the, for now, for today's session, you don't need to install Next.js because we'll be having it in our GitHub repo itself directly. So you need to clone it and follow the steps accordingly. Okay, so here you can see this is the GitHub repo, and it shows that the repository is being used for most of the events which involves portfolio building. Here in this repository, what's happening, I have already done some configuration for Next.js and Tailwind, and also have built a custom Storyblock wrapper so that you can use it while building your portfolio. And we have to do some env setup that will do it during the session itself. Okay, now to the first steps will be like cloning the repo. Okay, so I feel that most of you are beginners, so I'll make sure that I'll go through the every step. Once open your VS code and try to open your, what you say, the folder where you want to uh, put this whole repo, like clone this repo. Okay, so once you are in this folder, suppose I'm the Psych Hacks folder. Okay, and now I am just using this command get clone, and I tried to write the command, like try to put the URL over there. How to get this URL? Go over here, code, and click on https and then directly copy this. Okay, and use this command git clone and particular this url over here, and now you just need to hit the install, like just hit the enter. Okay, so once it's done, you can see all the stuff directly over here. Okay, so all this stuff is now here. Now next up, what you have to do, let's go to installation steps. Go to npmi. Just let's do it. Npmi is just npm install. I is for the short flag. Okay, so you just need to use that npmi, and once you are done with npmi, you can see there are few node modules and all these things will be coming. Let's wait for a while. Npmi does take some time, but yeah, now you can see you have the node modules. It is the packages required for all the nextjs to work, right? You need not worry about all the packages over here. You just need to now run this command npm run dev. Okay, so now you run this particular stuff. Okay, now what happens, you run this project, you can see the started server on 3000, right? Let me see if you have so far any doubts so far. Okay, so, Suraj Pawar, you have this question, right? Whether should I do full stack, or companies need for full stack experience, right? So, if you are focusing or targeting companies and want to have a good development set for yourself, go for full stack. Front end, are these days just doing front end won't help you to get good stuff right down the line. Okay, you need to know about the back end technologies and how things are working. So, make sure that you know the full stack. Yeah, your primary focus is front end, that's good, but you should be knowing about the basics and how to like tune up a backend server and connect it with front end. Okay, yeah. Also, this is all your friends suggested to you learn full stack. It's more about your choice how you are going to proceed further. If you are seeing that full stack is making you excite, like it is giving you some excitement, and during this session you are going to see how full stack is going to be exciting for you. And probably yes, full stack is something like you have a front end, you have a back end, you are completely owning a product. Okay, so you need not depend on others too, that okay, I have to go hire some backend developer or do some let's having a collab with backend developer if needed. If you're having a full stack as your skill set, it automatically adds a lot of value to your profile, right? If you have built some full stack applications, not just mentioning it on resume. Okay, cool. I hope that resolves your query. Now we'll go to our local host 3000. And now you can see something like this Psych Hack over here. And now this is, I told you that this is just a very decent portfolio. Nothing, no animations, no such UI or anything like that. More rich in the backend side, and it has few. You can see here roles, and once if you click on the role, it shows and impacts job A, job B, and job C. Similarly, over here in projects too, you have few links, but those links are not yet working now because we haven't included anything right over here. And so finally, we have the stay connected session. Okay, so till now, you have any doubts so far, and I hope you have followed the steps. Yeah, Vilas, don't need to get FOMO. Okay, so the FOMO is, I can understand that. It is pursue. It's not about reading a book or anything. What have you developed using as a backend developer? Not so much about how any products you have developed, or just ask yourself these questions. Any products that you have developed that people are using. So as a software engineer, you should be like knowing like most of the things, right? Like the basic stuff that you can help people out, right? That's the duty of a software engineer, building a good quality software, right? So if it is a backend too and you are interested in backend, go for it, but also have the knowledge of front end, how technologies, how the caching and how the DOM manipulation and all this stuff work. Okay, because the more with the time we are more focusing on coupling both the things, like like what you say, the front end and back end in one go, and have selective smart bundling, so that we can already divide the stuff already in two parts automatically, that you don't need to focus. So yes, full stack is the call if you are just into front end, or if you're just into back end. Full stack is something like if you're into front end, you need to know about back end a bit, so that you know how things work. Similarly, if you're into back end, completely back end, you do need to know how front end works. Okay, because at the end, how the user feels, that is going to define your product strategy or whatever product you have built. Okay, so yeah, coming back to our main topic, I hope that's very much clear now, Vilas. Yeah. Now coming back to main topic here, see, this is just a decent, what you say, um, kind of a decent profile, no animations, nothing, just a decent web page with some tailwind classes, and that's all. Okay. Now what you have to do is, let me just make sure that, let me just keep this over here. And also, if you are into what you say, not knowing much about backend, but you need to know some parts, and then you can actually try to know how to integrate backend and front end. So it's required, I feel. Now we are going to see the checklist first, like else is remaining. So we have cloned the starter template, and I have set up the, like, we have set up the starter template and also seen the portfolio. Now it's time to see the various components in the portfolio. Next.js is just similar thing to React only. So here you can see this is a React code directly, and this shows some about section, experience, project, and stay connected. About and stay connected are it's static content and no dynamic fetching or no server side requirement is there, but these two are coming from the server side. If you go a bit down here, you can see get server side props. Okay, I'll just mention it over here, get server side props. So what happens in get server side props? So what happens in get server side props? You're getting some experiences. You have an experience card and as an array, and also you have some projects as an array. Okay, so you have these two, and it is being sent as a prop. So what happens inside get server side props? Get server side prop doesn't expose these two data structures, what you see, experiences and projects, into the client side. No one knows about what is experience, how does the experience card looks like, or how the project cards look like. Okay, they just know about these two things. Okay, that we are getting experiences and we are getting projects. So whatever you write over here, you can call your database, even you do the secret what you say, the secret configurations and databasing calls, all those things you can do directly over here. No need to worry about that. But make sure that you don't skip this, just keep it inside the particular, before the return statement and after the get server side props. So those things will be in the server side, it won't be getting exposed to the client. So this is about the get server side props, and we'll be trying to call Storyblock from here, like from here, and then serving the data to the front end. Okay, so this is the main logic that we are going to do today. Apart from that, you can see there are some live lib, and this is the wrapper that I have built for Storyblock. So what it does, not going to like make you so much confused over here. For now, this is just the declaration merging which is being used for TypeScript and supporting the Storyblock. So need not worry about this. The thing that you need to know is how to like initiate the Storyblock client. We are going to see this too. And now today, in today's session, we'll be using this particular function, get story. Okay, and I'll tell you what is story and what is block. So just to give a quick overview, get links is to get all the links of the story, different stories, and get story is for getting exact story. Okay, so what we are going to do is get the story with particular UID and serve it in our particular file. Okay, in the particular, what is it, the home page. Inside that story we'll be getting experiences, projects, and all this. So we'll let you know about all the stuff. Apart from that, we have different containers, about experience, just a random, what you say, the usual React component having a map function and just renders the card, whatever you see over here in the Psych Hack. All this experience, these cards. Okay, and these cards, these are just this mapping only, nothing much. Okay, mapping and some tailwind classes, similarly projects, and I guess that's pretty much. Yeah, and yeah, this is all about the cards and containers. Okay, now the main point is, coming back to our checklist. So we have seen the code walkthrough. Now what is Storyblock? So before we discuss about Storyblock, make sure that you create an account and log in over the Storyblock. So let's just click on sign up, and once you're in the sign up, you can going to see the stuff. Okay, so once you sign up, as I'm already logged in, so it just directly logged in. You sign up and then click on login, it will logged in you. Okay, So you can see here some, what you say, the spaces. Think of these spaces as like, what is it, as folders, and inside that folder you have different kind of projects. Okay, now suppose I want to create a project in a psych hacks. Okay, so it doesn't exist, right? Psych hacks. So we'll create a new space, name the space psych hacks, create space, and we're going to just delete everything whatever we find, okay, in this. So confirm delete, we deleted, and we are going to delete all the stuff over here, delete it. Okay, so everything flushed, we have completely a new brand new space. Skip this step, that's it. Nothing, no sort of like no boilerplate data you have now. Now what is story block? First thing, so to let you know what is story blocks, think of this page. Okay, whatever, where is our portfolio here? Okay, so for now, quickly just thinking if you have any doubts. No, no. Okay, fine. So think of this page, this whole page as a story. Okay, this whole page, this complete localhost 3000, the whole page that you see in front of your screen is a story, and these are small small blocks. This John Doe, then this experience cards. Okay, these are blocks. Think it of the story as a big room, and inside that you have small small rooms, and those small rooms are known as blocks. Okay, and if there are rooms inside rooms, those are again known as blocks. Suppose this is my big room, this whole page, and this is my experience. Suppose this is my big house, I would say big house. Okay, make sure that, like, listen to this very carefully. uh, the big house is equal to story, and room is equal to block. Okay, so this big house, whatever page you see, is a big house, that is a story. Okay, this whole page is a story, and these are rooms. Okay, this role company a room, this is another room, this is another room, and these this experience, this whole big room, this experience, the gray color that you see over here is a big room, and inside that we have different different rooms. So these rooms are blocks. Okay, this is a big block and this is smaller blocks. Similarly, this project, whatever you see, this white color background is another a room. A room, I said it's a block. Okay, so room is a block, and these cards are also room inside rooms. So these are just blocks. So think it of as a big house with rooms inside rooms. Okay, big house is always a story, and all this experience projects. Okay, these are blocks, and these cards are again block inside a block. That is room inside a room. So I guess this concept is very much clear. This is how the story and block, the name comes into the picture. Okay, let me know if you have so far any doubts, and once that's clear, we can move forward. I hope so. It is very much clear now. The concept of stories and concept of blocks. Now coming back to our main part, that is the, what do you say, the checklist. So we know about what is stories, what is story block, and what are stories and blocks. Okay, yeah, the main point here is what is story block. It is kind of a headless cms. Headless cms, I'm not going to like confuse you with the word. It helps you, it gives you as a backend. Okay, where you can store your data, and you can just customize your data and send it to your front end, whatever the data you have built in CLI application or the front end application. Here our front end application has all this resume data, what is it, the portfolio data. Okay, and we are going to use this only, and this will be our like backend kind of thing. You can think it of as a backend, and we'll be fetching the content from here and showcasing over there. Okay, this is what we have discussed. So this is what we are going to do today, and I guess this is very much clear now. Yeah, cool. Just ping me up whenever there's a doubt. I'll pick it up from the comment section itself. Okay, so you're going to see now how really it's important to know front end and back end, because without, because both of them is required to build a complete application. Okay, and if you're just into front end, then it's not going to work, because you're not building any application out there, or it's just doing the graphic designing work. Okay, but if you are looking as a software engineer or software developer, you need to know both, because that's how things work like today's world. Coming back to our this what do you say, the checklist. Now we have to know about creating custom components and stories and blocks. Okay, before we do this, let's do some setup on our space. Go to settings, go to story block first, go to your space. We made the space Psych Hacks, and go to settings. And once you're in the settings, you can see some location and all this. Set this location to our local host. Okay, local host 3000, and we are going to add it as a what is it, the preview URL to the dev. It's in dev, and just adding that. Okay, and we save it. So once it's saved, okay, go to dashboard, go to content, and now if you're in a content, now content is just story only. It is collection of stories. Okay, what I said is story is a big page, the big house. Okay, this whole page, whatever you see, this whole page is a story. Okay, and content is the collection of stories. So content is a collection of different pages. Okay, so now this is the first page that we have. So just need to create a page for, like, this is just a home page, making it a name as home. But we have to choose a content type, like how the content is being designed. Okay, so before that, go to components. So for components, go to components, click on new, and now here you have to define that how our web page looks like. Okay, in our web page we have these as blocks. Okay, in this big house we have separate rooms, like for this hero area there's different room, this is a different room, and the rooms are blocks. So just similar to that only, you need to just create it something like as a page. It's a page. Okay, and I click on next, and then what I do is, I know this is a block, right? This is completely a blocks, so I'll write it again, rooms or something like known as um, page. Again we'll go write it as a page because whole thing is a page at the end, so just giving it a name. And then we are going to choose what kind of page it is, like it is consisting of blocks. Okay, this is a block, this is a block, and this whole big room, big house is a story. Okay, so this is what we are doing, just templating out the things, like how the content looks like on our home page. Okay, so this is the page, this is the config, and you need not worry about it. Just click over here and just just choose the block as a type and save the schema. That's all. Now go to content. You have doubts so far? Okay, start. Okay, cool. So we are going to go to content, and we are going to see now create a home page now. So go home and content type, choose a content type as page that we just created. Click on save. So once you are over here, now you can see how it looks like. Right now it shows localhost 3000 and home together, but we don't need that. So make sure that you put real path. Real path is just localhost 3000. Just put a slash over here. Okay, and just click on save. Now you see this is removed. You have this whole thing. Okay, this whole thing is coming directly over here. Now what is required? We need experience. This is whole page, right? This whole page, I said you, this whole page is a, like, consist of different blocks. Okay, so this whole page is a story. You see page as a story, and we have to add different blocks over here for projects, for what is experience, all this we have to add. How do we do that? We need to create few cards, like focus over here, role, company, and we have something known as duration, from and to, and we have this impacts. Okay, once you click impacted job B, job C, we have to mention all this. So you can find all these details in code itself. If you go to experience section, or directly over here experience card. Okay, control and click on this. You are over here in containers, about and role, company, from, to, and impacts. We need all these fields. Okay, how to do it? Go back to components again. Okay, these are the components, and you have to create a new component. Make it as a nest table because it is residing inside a page or inside a story. That's why it's we are putting as a what you say, nest table component. I'm going to make it an experience card. Okay, once you're here, experience card, and click on next. So now we are building an experience card. In every experience card, what you see, we have role, company, from, to, impacts. Everything is a string. That means everything is a text. So just add role, company, and from, to, and impact. Okay, these are the things: role, company, from, to, and impacts. Okay, these are impacts. So let me just rename the name of it. Let me just delete it and rename again to. Okay, sorry. From, to, we have to add, and we have to rename impacts. Okay, let's just delete this and try to rename it once again, so that we don't have any issues later on. Just create an impacts role company from to impacts. Just save it. So once saved, done. Now you have the experience card. Similarly, you have to do for projects because see, if you go to our website or this portfolio, you can see our projects, right? So similarly, you have to do for projects too. So let's go and create a component for project also. Go for project card. Okay, just similar, just simple names you can use: project card, experience card. Okay, and now what for the projects we need? Okay, go to projects, the code base, and see name, description, and link. Okay, so we are going to see name, description, and link. What did I do over here? I just saw what a project card includes: name, this project one, description, and a link. So I just added that. Okay, name, description, and link with all as strings. Okay, a link should be URL, but you can put it as a string too. No worries. And but yeah, we can have it as a URL also. Link or URL will be here. Something URL. Okay. Okay, so we have this stuff. We can just figure it out with if it is really required or if it's optional. So you just need to tick that based on it. Save schema. So we have name, description, and link. But we, as you know, some projects will be residing inside your what you say the um, inside your project, like inside your portfolio itself. Something like localhost 3000 slash your project name. Okay, so you don't want to read out every time. You just need to. You can smartly do it by making sure that link is a text, and later on, when you are actually doing handling the logic, you can change it, adding HTTPS or whatever required. Okay, so these are the things. Save the schema and get back to content. Okay. Yeah, this is the GitHub repo, right? Which we just cloned. If you are attending the session, I'll just share this repo and follow the installation steps and quickly tune up the server. So, yeah. Yeah, so if you have joined late, just follow the steps in the Notion that we have provided. Let me just see. Notion over here, I guess. Yeah, this one's the Notion link. Put it in the private chat itself. So, this is the Notion, and that's how it is. Okay, now go back to home again, and here you can see add a block and all this stuff. So, just click on add a block, click on experience card. Okay, now you can also click on what you say project card too. Okay, so I clicked on project card, so both of them are over here now. Okay, now once these are over here, now what next you have to do? Okay, next we have to figure it out where to add the experience and how to add the project. Okay, so let's just click on it. Okay, you need to some say lorem ipsum company. Okay, I'll write some companies like just making sure um and August Jan build blockchain product, build SSI applications. Just save it. Okay, now experience card done. One, just duplicate few more and paste it. Duplicate, paste it. Three experience cards, you can add more if you want. Okay, just paste it. Once done, just need to make sure atomei, just making sure that everything is okay, and just making sure the name is good. And just save it. Okay, experience card is done. One more we have, suppose major hacking, and we just name it as save it. Once done, now we have experience card. Now similarly we have to make some projects, so let's make few projects. Remember, we have added the experience card, but it's not showing over here. We'll try to do it. We'll try to connect it. Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you organizers for sharing that. So let's see. So CLI, just making a CLI man used to manage TypeScript interfaces, something like that. And it's a closed source project, so I'll just make sure I'm linking my GitHub only. Okay, just add it over here, save it, and you can see the CLI man over here. Just duplicate it. Okay, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. So we'll make it a CLI Batman, something similar. And also we just change the name CLI Superman. Okay, Deadpool fans, really sorry we cannot have him here. Okay, so if you want to have one more, let's not demoralize the Deadpool fans. So we'll say Deadpool, CLI Deadpool. Okay, used to knock out TypeScript interfaces, something random name you can give it out. Okay, so we have all these project cards, we have experience cards. But now, if you have saved it and but it's not showing where, how is it possible? Like, we have added, but it's not showing. So to solve this problem, we have to first connect the story block and our code base. Right now, it's not yet connected, and the connection of Storyblock, as I said earlier, it will be in the server side. We don't want people to know our secrets, that how we are processing the inputs and outputs, and everything should be hidden. That what are the secret data, whatever the stuff that we are getting from Storyblock, all those things should be written in server side. Okay, otherwise you are going to expose your API keys and people can directly edit your configuration and make it a security issue for yourself. Okay, so what? How to do it? First of all, to hold on, let's see first like what are the different checklists that we have to go through. So we have created the custom components, and now we have to connect actually. Okay, so we have done the code walkthrough. Let's do it once more so that new joiners can see. So code walkthrough of Storyblock. How is it? Go to src lib and Storyblock ts. So you can see all these functions over there. So Storyblock, if you see, it implements a Storyblock client which is being imported from Storyblock JS client package, and it has some access token that we are going to see how to get that access token. And once there's some caching options, that it's a type of memory caching and it automatically clears. Once that's done, this is about just initiating the story block. Okay, just connecting with. Now we have to get the story, right? Gets the story means get this whole page, whatever you see. Okay, get this home page with data, home page, and this all data that we need. Okay, just need that. So to need that, we need to first make sure. Okay, before we have figured out a new nice problem over here. The problem is that all these that you see, they're a bit messed up. Like experience and project, they are like kind of not separated. You can actually shift project over experience and things can get ruined. So let's see how to fix this out. Okay, now let me just save it before going up. Yeah, so let's see if we go to components, and now we have to see the templating, how the templating has been designed. Okay, so now you can see here are some things like we have a page and we have all this stuff. But now what I want to do is I want to have something known as page. Under the page we have blocks. Okay, and also I want to make the name as experience cards. Okay, so I added some experience cards over here. Okay, just save the schema and also name. Okay, fine, we have this. We can add one more. Okay, let me just cancel this new and page, and we are going to see one more, that is page, and inside that we can have page again with the name different as project cards. Okay, we are going to see how it looks completely in different sense. Okay, this will be blocks again. Okay, these are the blocks, and again save the schema. Now there's bit difference, like we don't need page now, we need project cards and experience cards. So let's delete the page. If we delete it, then we may lose the data. So let's also have the experience card over here. Okay, add, and make sure that it is in block. So all these are blocks. Okay, now let's see what is in the home. Now you can see project cards and experience card. Now it's our time to just ship those from top to bottom. Okay, now what happens if we add a project card over here? Okay, you can just copy it, paste it, copy it, copy the one above, okay, and paste it over directly over here. Copy another one more and paste it. So this is how you are actually, this is one of the core problems that we face whenever we are structuring our data. So just delete all the stuff on the top of, again copy it, paste the experience cards directly over here, paste. Similarly for copying this stuff and paste it directly, similarly do this with over here. So it gives you a nice structure that these are the experiences and these are the data. Okay, fine, now we have all this and we can delete all rest of the stuff. And also we don't need this, the page block, the experience cards and all, but fine. So these are the experience cards, these are the project cards, and I guess now it's pretty much defined that what we need. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, save it before going. Okay, and go back, go to settings, go to like components first and go to page, and just delete this particular stuff. Okay, save the schema. Now we have project cards and experience cards. Just go to content again, go to home, and you can see project cards and experience cards. Okay, now you can actually just make sure that experience card is on top and project, that can be done easily. You into current component and all those stuff. Okay, do not worry about it now. Let's go back to our main story block configuration. You have any doubt so far? Yeah, that's the logic, that's the logic, that's how actually Storyblock helps you out. If experience has three tiles and you're having a number of different number of tiles, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that's what Storyblock helps you to do, right? You can have n number of data. So similarly, you want to have different number of videos for your Psych Hack project, you can add it directly and it will be rendered on your, this is more about the front end logic that you build. Okay, so now what happens over here, if you see the story block, we are getting the story. How to get the story? Similarly, you can see there are some story block params. Just focus on the three parameters: UID, content, and slug. Today we'll be doing with UID. Later on, we can try to figure it out how content and slug works. So every story that you create has an UID. Okay, UID is just universal ID that actually universally uniquely identifies the things. Okay, sorry. So here you have SB params, that is story block params. What kind of version that you need, that is we'll see what kind of versions that Storyblock provides, and you have to add it as a find by UUID. And most of these things are already implemented, so you need not worry, just need to use this get story function. I'm just letting you walk through how the things are working. Similarly over here, if you go to storyblock.get and see, what we are getting is using via UID and passing on the storyblock params, we are getting a response, and then we are just sending that response to the particular data wherever you are calling this particular function get story. Okay, that's all. We are going to use this function now. Okay, and you can go to index, and now we are going to see here experiences has these three data over here. Okay, and here project has these four, like five. Okay, number five. Okay, there are five columns. Okay, fine. So we have five data, like five data items, and here we have, let it be as it is so that we don't break the system now. And let's set up the environment variables. So first .env.sample, you can see storyblock version, draft, and published. What is draft and published? Let's go to storyblock again. Okay, and go to home and see, go directly on just on the right side of publish, on the what is say, the right bottom right top corner over here, you can see there are two things: draft JSON and publish JSON. Draft is whenever you are in the development, and publish, use published whenever you are in production. So draft is always used for development, not for publishing, uh, not for production. Publish is always used for production. So now as we are in the draft version, so we're going to use draft, no published. Okay, because we are in local development environment. Okay, we don't need access token, so let's go back and see where is our access token. Go to settings, go to API keys. I'll also try to generate a new production key over here, so that useful for deployment. And you can see preview over here, just copy this token, copy it. Once you copy it, just need to paste your token over here. Okay, once you are done, rename this, like copy this whole stuff that you have just edited it, to copy and just paste it and rename this file .env.sample as this .env.local so that it can be used by Next.js. Let me just make it. There's a space over here. .env.local. This is going to be used by Next.js as an environment variable, and it will be kept secret from your client side. It will be only in server. So if you see now, here you can see a message loaded env from this and .env.local. So you have this .env.local, and you can just make sure that this is same as earlier .env.sample. That's all about how the environment is being set up. So just close this .env.local. You have the access token, and just keep a note that whenever you are changing environment variables, you are making sure that you're rerunning the Next.js server. Okay, so that it's very easy for you to understand how the things are working and get a fresh kind of variables. Okay, just to make sure it go error free. Okay, save it. Still right now, if you go to home and see, it's still not yet coming directly over here, and we have 4 experience cards. So how to do it? Go to get server side props. As I told you that you can get response from Storyblock that I have shared with you. Get story, and what is the parameters that you have to pass? UUID. Okay, so go to over here top right corner and go to draft JSON. Click over here. As we are using draft, we can use name, we can even use what you say, the content or the component name. Okay, but uid is something which will be kind of very unique. Okay, and it will be obviously like it's uniquely identifying the whole story. Okay, whatever you see, it's over here. Okay, it's uniquely identifying the thing. So I'm going to use this as the just as a foolproof mechanism, because this is if suppose somebody comes from a non-technical user, just comes and changes this name page and or experience card, and if I'm using this name in the backend as a deciding factor or the conditional factor to fetch the story, that won't work and it will lead to a denial of service, because service like the server goes into 500 as it cannot fetch the stuff and there's an error thrown. So just to avoid that issue, we are going to use UUID. Okay, and once you are in UUID get story, just pass on the UUID over here. Okay, so this is the UUID. Okay, you can click on just go UUID is being there. Then we have to actually say rest all of the things are undefined. We don't need it at all. Okay, so it's just for making sure that things are working well and this error free handling is there. Okay, so here you are, and now let's see the response. If we just reload it, so still there's nothing coming. Why? Because we still need to do a lot more stuff. This whole thing takes some time. Takes some time to get data and showcase to you, right? Get the data for you. So this is an asynchronous process. So we need to use async await. Okay, async await is used whenever the function call, whenever some process or whatever it is, it's taking some time to get you the data. You're calling some api, it takes about 5 seconds to get you the data, or less than 5 seconds obviously, but you get some, it takes some time, right? So there you need to know about async and await. Async is used so that the you know that function is asynchronous, and await is used in front of the function which is going to take some time. Okay, as you can see what we got as a promise. Okay, promise pending, promise pending, that means it's not yet resolved. Okay, the promise is concept, I'm not going deep dive over here, that's a part of another story of javascript related and the basic foundations, so you can follow up on the mdn for the same, the stuff on promises. Now let me see if you have it out so far. No. Okay, cool. Now we have response, we have get the story, and once we are done with that, and just reload this whole page. Where is it? PsychHack. Yeah. And let's see what we have got in our C. There's no data right now over here. And if you see console also, we did console.log, but there will be nothing, no data over here too. Okay, but because this whole server, this is running in our server side and it is not going to expose on the browser, and that's why whole, like the console log shows on our terminal, not on the browser. Okay. So response is this whole stuff, whatever you get inside a story, right? This whole thing is the response. Okay. But what you need is just these fields: role, company, from, to, impacts, and also this one, name, description, link for project. You need only this much data. So here, observe this particular response that you have got. Story, under story, you have content, and under that, under content, you have project cards, you have experience cards that you just entered over there, right? So similar stuff. You just need to get this data, and that's all. So let's see how to get. So let me name it as SB experience, because we are getting it from Storyblock. So I'm using the name SB experiences, and we're going to response. This is the whole, it's the response, this whole particular JSON that we got right now, this whole thing. Okay. And inside that we have story. Okay, so we are going to put it as, let me just close this thing, response dot story. And we are going to see inside story what we have content. Okay, so we have content, and again inside content we need experience cards, right? So just use experience cards, experience cards. Okay, now we have this array. Okay, but we have to tell the TypeScript that fetch it as, because it has also some unique data, like unique UUIDs for every array or whatever array item. We are going to first log it before directly fetching it or passing it down the array. Okay, so now SP projects. Okay, we need projects, and we same do the similar stuff. Respond our story dot content dot project cards. Okay, this whole thing remains same. Okay, this whole thing till here everything is same, just the names change over here. This is the project cards, and this one is experience project cards and experience cards. Okay, so this is what we have done so far. Now let's console one by one. What is, let me just remove this part and just console SB experiences. So once I console and try to make sure reload this particular website, and you can see over here that we have got four, like an array of having four data items, where there is something like two. We have from, role, company, impacts, component. We need only these things: from, role, company, impacts, and two. Okay, it goes like this. We need first role, then we need company, then two, the impacts. Okay, we need this much only. So what we are going to do is we are going to map it out now. How to map it out? Going to, this is the experience card. We have this experiences. Just remove the existing data now. Okay, we are removing the existing data. XP experiences. Okay, this is the whole array, and inside array you can use map, and for every experience, or you, I will say it as an E, and let me just make it in a parenthesis, and here I'm going to return. Okay, let me not. Let me just make sure return. We are going to return an object which has all this particular data. Okay, how it looks like: role, company. Just going to copy this whole thing, put it over here. This looks bit weird, but yeah, let me just clear it out for you. We need all this return and e dot role. So e is this particular JSON object inside the array item, and similarly over here we are going to see e dot company, and then we are going to see again e dot from, e dot to, and e dot impacts. Okay, and we're going to pass e as, it can be any variable, so just to make sure that it is not type safe, or what, not the type safe, just like having the just overriding the things for TypeScript. Okay, now here similarly we got the experiences. Let's see now in our what do you say, the portfolio, do we have those four cards up? Ta-da, we have. Okay, so this comes down the line. And why these two cards are similar, let's check it out on our PsychHack platform. So this fourth card is having the same. So let me just make sure, change it, and save it. Right, save it. So you once you save it, and you just go to again reload it, reload the website. You can see, and here it comes. Notice we didn't have to rebuild our whole site. Everything is there only. We didn't have to rebuild our whole site. Okay, and everything stays there. Uh, Plus, we don't have to deal with if somebody enters a wrong data. We don't need to know how to code this whole stuff like this particular borders and all. We don't need to know about it. It's maintainable because you can quickly go to Storyblock, add this fields, and you're done. It will be added on your website. Okay. Similarly, you can do for your blogs. Even you can click on your build SSI applications, engineering. Okay, so these are, I think, some descriptions are very same. Let me just check it out. Okay, so these are the things that you should try out using this particular what you say the whole story block. Okay, so these are the things because you must do it or just check it out how it works. Okay, so this is how the experiences has been done so far. Yeah, so yeah, I guess Aditya's doubt is clear now, pretty much, that how experience card is different and this one is different. Okay, and how like we have four here and earlier it was three. Similarly, you have to do for projects too. So we have the projects. Just copy this whole stuff now. Do it for projects. Going to just use this as projects, and we are going to map the projects. Okay. Once we map the projects, now, inside every project card, what we have? We have name, link, and description. Okay, so let's use this name, link, and description. So name, link, and description. E dot name, and we do need a call like the comma over here. E dot description, and we do need a link. Okay, so these are the things that you can try out, and just pass it down as a prop or return from the server side. So yes, now if you just reload the PsychHack web portfolio, so here you can see CLI Deadpool. Some data is not over here, but you can see some parts are already here. So maybe we need to save some things and it will work. So this is how actually things are working. Okay, let me just see if something is missing or not. Go to project card. Okay, we have this thing. Okay, let me just delete this particular project card. So it's saved. And if you go over PsychHack again, reload it, you can see CLI Deadpool, Superman, Batman, CLI Man. Everything is there. So this is about how you are integrating Storyblock and various platforms that you want to with. Okay, so here we use our developer portfolio, how to integrate it, and we saw how the Storyblock wrapper is being connected, and we have finally connected with our Storyblock and portfolio. Next step will be before concluding this session. Next step would be like trying to deploy it. Okay, on Vercel, because deployment and CI/CD, the until and unless it goes to production, it doesn't mean anything. Like if you have to put it in production to see how it looks on the web, right? So not just on your local system. So we are going to add it, okay, and we're going to commit it. Cooked, final cooking done for psych hacks. Okay, we just named it as like this, and we're going to save it and just make sure it's the nice icon. Yeah, and we just making sure everything is working and just sent it to the our portfolio. Okay, the portfolio repo. Okay, now let's go and see if we have the portfolio repo has all these changes or not. Cooking for psych talk, and let's see we have mm-mm, it's bits there all so okay. Now just push it. Sorry, I didn't push it, so I need to push it. So we pushed it to our main repo, and just you can reload it and see. Let me just close all this stuff for now so that things are pretty easy at your end. I hope. I am visible or audible. There's some internet issue, I guess. So, okay, let me just check out if no everything is working fine. There's some issue with GitHub, I guess, maybe. So let's go to Vercel now and try to deploy this whole repo that we have. Okay. So for Vercel, create a new project. Before deploying, just go to PsychHacks, click on publish. It will go to production. Now, if you see publish JSON, you have all this data. Okay. So draft is for dev and publish is for production. So you have published, and now if you go where PsychHack talk, just click on import, and now what you have to see environment variables. So first thing that you have to do, go to your environment variable section, click on env.local and use Storyblock version as published, because we are going to use uh, the published JSON, right? The production version. Here are two things that you can use, draft or published. So we are going to use published. Click on add. Similarly, you have to do with access token. Get the public access token from here, the settings, API keys. We have created this public. Just copy this up. Okay. Just copy this, put it over here, add. This is added, published, and this is the particular token. Everything looks good. Click on deploy. Okay. So once you click on deploy, next just take some time to build it out for you. Okay. So once that's built out, this yeah, six. This is the commit ID, and this one is also the same commit ID. So once you are like, it just tries to build the whole site, runs the stuff, and assigns a domain. Okay, this compiled successfully. That means everything is good, no errors so far, and yes, it is deployed. Go to dashboard now. So psychhack talk.versal.app is now deployed. You can see over here all your projects and all this stuff. Okay, so this is how you integrate it. Now suppose I want to add one more experience. Okay, this is the benefit over here the Storyblock gives you. I want to delete one, I have a very weird project that I want to delete. Suppose I want to delete the CLI Batman or CLI Deadpool, suppose. Okay, deleting it, save it, publish it. Published, reload this particular psychhack talk dot virtual dot app, sharing this. Okay, private chat. Check out it in your or like on your own systems and go to see the Deadpool is there. And what else is getting deleted? Let's see. There's one project less. Which one is deleted? Let's see which one is deleted. What is Psychhacks? Superman is there. Batman is there. And man is there. Okay, fine. It will take some time. So before, because Next.js caches the whole stuff. So just need to make sure that it works, and we're going to see it in the stuff. Okay, so that's how you are going to add and delete all the things. Here you can see 4, earlier it was 5. So that's how the whole Next.js and Storyblock integrates, and this is how you can build your full stack applications during the hackathon. And it's pretty much easy to do it, because a lot of stuff down the line, it's just doing the caching over here. That's why it's not showing. Caching is a service which actually helps to Next.js to optimize the things up. Okay, so not worry about it. It's just a matter of few seconds and it will be updated. Okay, so this is about Next.js and what I say, the connecting Storyblock and Next.js, and that's all. We are done for today. This is the conclusion, but there are a few things that you should try out. Creating a block system using Storyblock and Markdown. It looks something like this. If you go to this is my portfolio, and this is again built using Storyblock and stuff. Okay, yeah, this site is not responsive yet, because that's what we said. If you're talking about the PsychHack talk Versal app, that's not responsive yet. Okay. Hmm. So if you go to my portfolio over here, you can see there are some blogs written. This is again via Storyblock itself, served using Storyblock. So you can try out, build this hands-on things, write some blogs about mental health and post it, build some project out of it, a decent one. Okay. So you can try out this thing. Also, you can try out build a guest book using Storyblock, GitHub OAuth, and Redis, and it looks like something like this. Okay, here people can come. Just if you click over guest book, it comes. People can come over here, drop some messages, and whoever comes in your website, they need to sign in, and that's how they can drop messages and check out the stuff. So you can just see if you just sign in GitHub, you can try to implement all this stuff. Okay, and you can share your message. Okay, and once you're done, that's it. Okay, this is about simple interactions that you can build out using Storyblock. Okay, so that's all for today. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, so I hope that you learned a lot during this session, and make sure that you avail the giveaway that we have, that I get 12 months pro plan. You have to connect on Twitter. Share the screenshot on Twitter, like write a post or a tweet about it, what you're learning. Mention these two handles, maybe tweets and Storyblock. And on Saturday, I'll be reaching you out on your DMs, picking out one of the Twitter tweet as a winner, and we'll be sharing their get coupon with them. So I'll just make sure copy this and send it in private chat. Yeah, cool. So that's all for today's session. Yeah, it was quite a bit long. Yeah.
This was a really informative session. I guess that,
Yeah, I guess there's some audio issue at your end. Can I just
hello.
yeah. I guess the Bluetooth is not working well. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, the audio is getting blurred in between. But yeah, fine, we can go ahead with that. Hmm.
yeah, so thank you for the session. It was really an session. Uh, and hope you all are excited for PsychHack. And that's for
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
everyone for
Thank you for
joining.
having me. Yeah, thank you for having
Thank
me, and I
you.
hope you all learned a lot. Thank you. Have a great day.